This is Shawn Irwin, your youth director with Darts Ontario, and welcome to episode 27 of Darts Ontario Let's Talk Darts. I wanted to talk to our youth players from past and present to see how they got into darts and their story to help inspire youth dart players of today. Thank you to our sponsor, SSS Canada, for all their support in the Darts Ontario organization. Go to their Facebook page to see the high quality custom dart shirts, which you can order for your team or individually. Today, I'm with AJ Dempsey of the Oshawa Youth Dart League and the 2019 Tyke and Junior Doubles Champion. Thank you for taking the time to answer some questions, and so the dart community can get to know more about AJ Dempsey. So, how you doing tonight, AJ?
I'm good. How are you, Sean?
I'm doing great. I've known you for a few years when you first joined the Oshawa Youth Dart League. It was great to see you and your brother coming out. And the Dempsey family is very well known in darts, with lots of great dart players.
Yeah.
So tell me, how did you get started playing darts and how old were you when you started?
I was about 12 and I started by throwing darts in my uncle's basement and it kind of just progressed from there.
Now, who inspired you to do it competitively?
Well, it's a long story, but the most part was my whole family. Like everybody's into darts. They've been doing it for years, so that's kind of how I started.
And how often do you practice during the season? And do you normally practice during the off season?
During the season, I practice a lot, like 2 to 3 times a day. And during the off season, that's kind of like my break time, but I pick up darts every once in a while, and I just keep throwing and eventually getting better.
Well, it's hard to make practicing fun. It's never as fun as a real game. But how do you make practicing fun if you're just down in the basement by yourself?
If I'm by myself, then that's a different story. But when I'm by myself, I usually chalk and stuff on my own games, play 170, 121, just literally everything like around the world, working on my doubles and stuff.
And when you're playing, say, your brother or your parents that play darts as well, so what do you do there?
Well, usually we all play like and we chalk or each other's score, and then usually we work on our doubles and then play 170 and then 121.
That's some great practice games. And so, as you prepare yourself before a big match, how do you prepare yourself and get yourself focused for that match?
Well, usually I just kind of focus and like like zone out. I would say like zone out everything around me, and usually if I'm like at home and alone, I'd like listen to music. But when I'm there, I just zone everything out and just focus.
Well, that's like standing on the line, playing a game. Darts is a very emotional game. And how do you control your emotions during those big games where you're on the line?
I control my emotions by a lot of stuff. I just think about, hitting that double or hitting that triple. But I usually control it by like not looking at the person's score, like looking down and stuff, and that's how I usually control it.
Darts is such a fun game for so many people, but what's the best part of darts for you? And what's the best part of competing?
Best part of competing is not only winning, but also to see each other and like connect with each other, see how everyone's doing from like different leagues around Ontario.
Now, after a good performance and the match is over, what's the one thing you like to do?
Well, one thing I'd like to thank my chalker and then go back and thank my opponent for playing either if I win or lose, it's still a good game. And the next thing I do is, go to my family and just, they're always so proud of me.
It's great to have that support, that's for sure. So, but we all know that we don't win all our games, and sometimes the match doesn't go well. How do you stay focused, as we talked about, to concentrate on that next match? You're playing a round robin game, you lose the match, but you know you got to get right back up there and play again.
Well, usually I just like take a second to myself, like go to the bathroom or something, wash my face, and then come out and just grab like a water or something.
So let's talk about your Darts Ontario experience. So at zones in 2020, you had your best finish at zones and you finished second behind Jeremy Morrison. At provincials in 2019, you finished top 16 in junior male singles. But in the Ontario Tyke Championship match, you and your partner won the provincial Tyke Championships over Trey House and Sean Hill from Meriton. Take us back to winning the Eastern Tyke shoot first with Ethan Marshall, then going on stage in front of so many people and winning it all.
Well, first, like what I did with Ethan, like we worked on our doubles and like worked on how to hit stuff and like what to go for. And then after, it was like, we're on stage now, we got to do good. And it was like so nerve wracking for me because it was my first year. And I never thought I'd make it to stage my first year.
Well, you did great. You won that big title, but also in 2019, you found yourself back on stage again with your partner, Jeremy Morrison, and you won the Junior Doubles Championship. Take us back to winning that title.
Okay, so it all started when me and Jeremy got paired up. And then, we're working together. We're, helping each other with the doubles and what to go for. And then once we got to the last double, like to get on stage, and Jeremy, I think it was Jeremy that hit it. We went on stage and it was really nerve wracking again because, there's so much pressure and so much eyes on us.
I believe you played Zach and Emma in the finals that year as well.
Yes, I did.
Yes. And before that was in the semifinals.
Very good shot.
Yes, definitely. And in the semifinals, I believe you played another Oshawa team as well, if you recall that.
Yes, I do. I think it was Rianne and Abby.
Well, some good matches. And in 2020, you and Jeremy made the stage once again, but this time the team from Kingston, Kayla Smith and Noah Hunter, took your title away. Tell us about the experience being back in the finals for the second year in a row.
Well, being back in the finals, like I already had what's the word? Like had an experience about being on stage. So it wasn't that nerve wracking, but it was still nerve wracking. And both very good shots, by the way, like very good on their doubles, high scores, everything. And basically, like, we lost. All right, we had a good game. Like they were really good, but we also had a really good game, so it was a fair play.
It was a well-deserved match for them, and it's so hard to win. You win the championship once. Sometimes it's very hard to win it again the second time. So in singles, though, you did amazing with having to beat your brother Mason in the top 16 to set up the match you really wanted. Two-time Ontario champion and 2018 Canadian champion Donovan Pilon. You were victorious to set yourself up for the semifinals against Trey House. It went right to the doubles in the fifth and final game when Trey hit the target and made Team Ontario. Take us back to your 3 knockout matches, starting with playing your brother.
Well, playing my brother, like a very good dart player, again, it was also nerve wracking because, I had both my parents there and watching both of us and supporting both of us. So it was very nerve wracking, but he won the first game, which is very surprising. Like, but like, I just was a better dart player that day, but he did really good.
Well, he made you work for it. So now take us back to playing Donovan.
Oh, Donovan. Really, really, really good dart player, but also really nerve wracking because, he's the one that I wanted to play and like beat. And like once I took that first game, I was like, did I really just do that? And then the second game came around. I was in front, I think the whole game. I'm not too sure. But once I hit that second one, I immediately hugged him. And I was like, nice game, man. Like it was, yeah.
I remember you and Donovan came straight to the front desk so fast. I didn't know who won it until you said something. So proud of you for winning that big game. But now take us to the semifinals, having to play Trey House.
Well, Trey House is also an extremely good dart player. And like I said, he was a better dart player that day and really good. And that whole game, I was shaking. I was really nervous. And, he was like, he just hit his double first. So, congrats on him. And that's all sportsmanship's all about, creating like friendships and like sportsmanship. You just gotta, you know, fix that.
It was a well-deserved. It was a good match. It could have went any way, but in the end, he hit his double and made Team Ontario for sure. And Trey's been
Yeah.
playing a lot of online darts. Have you been doing any online darts at all?
Well, not since, COVID started. It's just, it's all over the place. And I've been just kind of practicing here and there with my family and stuff.
Well, as long as you're still playing, having a little bit of fun, right?
Of course.
So tell us about any other great successes and memories in darts besides what we've talked about so far.
The greatest memory ever is just meeting all the wonderful and amazing dart players, like, and making friends with them too.
Well, that's what it's all about for so many of us. When I do these interviews, a lot of that's what people say. So tell us about your goals for the new season and how will you work towards those goals if COVID just goes away and we still have a season?
If COVID goes away, I'm definitely going to get back into practicing like every day until I get better. And then my goal is probably to make Team Ontario and, compete with a whole bunch of other great dart players and make new friends along the way.
Well, it's a great goal, and a lot of youth are still playing online darts, so they're really staying in shape with their dart playing. So the plan is we're still having zone shoots in January, and we're still having provincials until things change. We'll let you know there. So in the game of darts, you really got to become an expert when you're standing on the line, and you really got to think what to shoot for, what your score is, and to leave yourself a good out to try and win the game. How have you been able to do and improve your game with that?
Well, mostly my dad been doing really good with me and helping me and pushing me to my limit. So that's how I'm like getting my doubles and stuff and knowing what to go for.
Well, I know your dad's been a big support with, and he really knows his out. So that's great to see. He's passing that on to the kids. So tell me about your biggest supporters as you compete in darts.
My biggest supporter is probably my family and just everyone around me. And like my biggest, like the highest supporter is my mom and dad. They've been with me since the start and it's just been amazing.
It's great to see that the support many kids have with their parents and family, and we really appreciate that and all the help that they do with keeping scores.
Yeah.
So what other what's that?
I said I'm official chalker, I believe.
Yes, you are, Adam. Thank you. So AJ, do you play any other sports at all?
Yeah, I actually play like all the sports I can get my hands on, basketball, soccer, everything. But like we were just starting up basketball last year, but since COVID started, that all went down and just.
What about other hobbies besides sports then, since you can't really play sports these days?
Hobbies like going to the trailer and just seeing people I haven't seen in a while, fishing, video games, anything I can get my hands on, basically.
Keep yourself busy. So now, this is a hard question sometimes, but do you have a favorite opponent you love to play against? And if there's one player in the world you'd love to play, who would that be?
Well, for youth, that would probably be Donovan. He's like my favorite ever. He knows his outs. He knows what to do. He's always fun to be around. And then the adult would probably Jim Long. Like he's so nice and just he would work with me any day, and it's just amazing.
Jim is very supportive with the youth program and a great dart player as well. So now tell us about your experience playing in the Oshawa Youth Dart League. It's a big league, and how's that been for you?
It's been amazing. Like the Oshawa Youth Dart League, it's just been growing my smartness, I guess you could say, and just growing as a dart player in general.
Well, we're always improving in life. What's the one thing you really need to work on to help improve your game and take it to the next level?
Probably like calming down more because I'm very competitive and I don't like to lose. So when I do, I just get frustrated and mad at myself. So I got to work on that a little bit more and just be supportive of everyone.
Well, as the leader of the Oshawa League, I do many speeches with you guys, and I've always talked about we have to be a good winner and a good loser. So we need to get that sportsmanship and figure that out for sure. So as we wrap this up, AJ, one more question. What advice would you give to the younger youth to follow your success playing Tykes and moving into the junior level?
Well, just push your limits and just, work hard, practice every day, and just get better at your numbers and just, have good sportsmanship and just have fun in general.
I really appreciate you doing this and coming on an episode, AJ. It's always great talking to you and your family. Sure miss darts, and hopefully we get back soon. Wish you all the best in reaching your goals, and hopefully we see you at some tournaments and the provincials next year.
Thank you, Shawn.
Thank you. Have a great night.
You too.
That was great talking to AJ Dempsey of the Oshawa Youth Dart League. Always great hearing how the youth got into darts and how much they love the game. Make sure you go to our website at www.dartsontario.ca to find out all the information about our organization, and go to our Facebook page and hit like so you get all the updates. Are you a current or former youth player in the Darts Ontario program? Would you like to be on one of our episodes? Please email me at youth@dartsontario.com. This is Shawn Irwin, your Youth Director of Darts Ontario, and make sure you check out our next interview on episode 28 of Darts Ontario Let's Talk Darts. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.